Welcome back to The Pulse. A lot more discussions we'll be having on this show. And we'll digest this the way you can consume. Now, government has given TIGO and Airtel and GLO 6 months to extend mobile services to some areas in the Volta region or face some sanctions. Joseph Opoku Gakpo is our man in Parliament. He'll be telling us more about this. What has brought about this kind of directive?
So there was a question from the Member of Parliament for Adaklu, Kwame Abuja, to the Communications Minister, seeking responses on what is being done to extend mobile telephone services to a number of the rural areas in the country, particularly in the Volta region, and specifically where he is Member of Parliament for, that's the Adaklu area. And so the Minister came around to offer some explanation on that, and she indicated that the existing regulations when it comes to the provision of mobile telephony and the kind of license that they've given to the various telecommunications, it requires that they should achieve nationwide coverage with respect to when it comes to the 2G, and that as much as possible when it comes to 3G, they should cover all district capitals across the country. And so they signed on to this particular agreement even before they were given the license to come operate in the country. But the observation is that some of the telecommunication organizations have actually not met this, and that includes Airtel, GLO, and also Kasapa, which we understand now is Expresso. And so when she responded to the questions on the floor of Parliament, Madam Eslo also indicated that 3 of the 6 mobile companies operating in the country have actually achieved the 2G service.
And who are those companies?
Yes, so MTN, that's Vodafone, and then TIGO. They've actually achieved that. But the other ones, specifically GLO, Airtel, and Expresso, which used to be Kasapa, they've been directed to make sure that within the next 6 months they provide the said telecommunication services in areas like Adaklu and other developing areas in the country. And this directive has actually gone out to them from the National Communications Authority. And from what the minister is saying, the sanctions will apply, except that when she was subsequently questioned on what specific sanctions will apply, she indicated that this is a decision that would have to be taken at the level of the National Communications Authority, and so when that decision is taken, we would all know.
So she's not specific as to what punishment, but she's very specific in how many months they have to get this done.
Exactly.
So how do they intend to monitor? Because they can't just give out a directive, sit back in their offices and expect it to be done.
So that's something that she indicated that they would really be doing keenly, and they are not focusing on only that. They're also focusing on the ongoing processes to provide mobile telephony services and even general telecommunication services in a number of the rural areas across the country. She indicated that they are introducing a program called the Rural Telephony Program, and with that, for example, so far 117 sites have actually been constructed across the country, particularly in areas which are underdeveloped and have not had mobile telephone services over the years. So with these constructions that have come up, it would help a lot of the telcos hook up onto it and ensure the provision when it comes to mobile telephony service. So she rightly indicated that there will be very strong monitoring when it comes to all of these agencies. Some of the members of Parliament during the questioning time raised issues with the frequent call drop rates as a result of the poor nature of the service, and she indicated that in terms of upgrading the services and making the services available, it's an ongoing process. So obviously it started from the very developed parts of the country and it's being extended to the rural areas as well, and then they would be able to get those available services.
Were there questions on how even the 3 networks that have being able to obtain or able to fulfill their requirements of extending their services to all the other places, whether their services have been very good? Because, for instance, we know that TIGO, for instance, there are certain areas, even though they have their masks there, the services are not very clear over there. Were there questions to that, and how did the minister tackle this?
Yes, she particularly, there was, for example, a question from the Member of Parliament for Tamale North and Hassan Suhaini regarding the broad areas when it comes to the efforts ongoing to help deal with this problem. And Madam Eslo also indicated that she came around to answer very specific questions relating to very specific areas, and so she would rather want to limit herself to those, and that even MPs wanted further briefing on the very general situation beyond what she had given, then just maybe they could put in fresh questions for her to appear before the House and come respond to questions relating to that. So at a point in time, then all the questions ceased to allow her to get off. But then the Minister for Tourism as well was also present in the House today to respond to questions. Catherine Afeku specifically. It had to do with the Kintampo waterfalls disaster, in which 20 people were killed. That was the figure that she gave today, and 21 others were injured. She was asked a specific question by Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the MP for North Tongue, relating to what exactly is being done to make that site secured again, and the several other tourism sites across the country. What is being done to make sure that we don't have this particular situation occurring again. And she outlined the ongoing measures. She indicated that there's been an investigative report on Kintampo, to be specific, in terms of what happened there, which has actually come to her desk, and they've begun implementing that. She indicated that they are hoping that they would be doing a number of works there, including an afforestation program, helping do some dredging, helping deal with the nature of the road infrastructure to the area. And then by September 1, they are hoping to open up the Kintampo waterfalls once again, so that then revelers could go there and have their fun. And so that work is ongoing. There was a specific question, you would recall, that there was a claim that the Invincible Forces played a role in the Kintampo disaster.
Exactly.
When some of the traditional leaders claimed that they had taken over the place after a change in government, and it resulted in a situation where there weren't experienced hands to actually help monitor activities there and help save souls even when there is a disaster. But she said that from their investigations, they found no evidence to back that. She indicated that as far as management of the center is concerned, their report found that it was actually in the hands of the municipal assembly, and that no members of the Invincible Forces had actually taken over. And it looks like that response didn't really go down well with a number of the minority members. Nilante van der Poy kept pushing her on that, the member of parliament for Dododio. But she really stood her grounds and indicated that she's dealing with the facts that have come to her as per the work of the investigative committee. And so they can't attribute what happened to the Invincible Forces. And she's urging that focus be placed more on the way forward and how to deal with the issue going forward,
rather than politicizing
and playing the blame game,
the
politicizing
whole
and
issue.
playing the blame
But
game.
her vision has been to actually improve the tourism sites and make it more attractive. Did you say anything about how where we've gotten to with that?
Exactly. So she indicated that when it comes to the safety audits, that of the Kintampo waterfalls, which was a broad investigation, has been completed. But there is a general safety audit of all the tourism sites across the country, which is being done with a number of agencies, including NADMO, the Ghana Armed Forces, and a tourism company, in which they are doing an assessment when it comes to the needs and what can be done to improve upon these tourist sites and encourage a lot more people to go there, help market it further. They are expecting that final report on the general tourism sites sometime before the close of the year, and then they would be implementing it. But she was specific that there are a number of things that they are looking at, including improving the road networks in those particular areas to ensure that getting there is not as difficult as has been the case over the years. She is ensuring that she would be ensuring that when it comes to safety at these places, there is adequate training for those who man the areas, and that would help ensure that the places are safe. And there would be a broad marketing strategy for some of these centers. And she linked that with a creative arts bill that is coming to Parliament, no, not a creative art bill, but a tourism development bill, which is actually on the table and would be debated and possibly passed by Parliament during this particular meeting. She says that when that is done, the bill will create a situation where all the tourist sites across the country will be brought under the management of the Ghana Tourism Authority. And she's hoping that when there is that focused area when it comes to helping monitor the activities of these centers, it would help better how they are managed and improve revenue generation.
And I'm sure this bill, when passed into law, would also provide guidelines as to how these places should be managed. And
she indicated that. And one of the key conversations that we understand is ongoing around the bill is to ensure that when it comes to management of these centers, the bill actually is expected to stipulate as such that they should be under, they should be run both by the Ghana Tourism Authority and also the district assemblies, who are the local players. And they hope that that would help inject some level of local expertise when it comes to managing it and help ensure that their management is better.
All right, many thanks to you. Joseph Opoku Gakpo is our man in Parliament.